So that's me back at the laptop. It's only a few hours later. I couldn't sleep. The sun's up, so it's hard to get back to sleep. So I just thought I would process the images. So here's the images. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in total. Some might be a fail, some might be pretty good. I've stacked them in Sequator, so now it's just to process them, and I'll quickly show you how I do it. I'm not an expert at showing you how to do these things, so I'm not a professional in any way, so I'll just show you what I do, and hopefully it helps you guys if you're wanting to process pictures like this. So I'll start with this one. So first of all, what I see is it's vignetted quite a lot at the top. It's dark. Do that, crop it, bring up the shadows. Lovely. And quickly I'll just bring up the exposure just to see what the foreground looks like. It looks pretty noisy actually. I didn't stack that one. That was a 14mm on its own. What it pretty much is, it's just playing about with it. Take the yellows and the oranges off for the light pollution. Colour a wee bit, dehaze a wee bit. Oh, dehaze a lot. Reduce the noise a bit. That looks quite good as it is. But what I would do normally is do a wee brush tool over the Milky Way core. This just brings the core to pop a wee bit more. Look at that. Not too much that you see, see that's far too much because you can see it affecting the image. Just enough just to create a bit of contrast in it. And that's okay for that image. What do you call it? Vignette them sometimes works, just takes the vignetting out the side, the distortion. That looks okay. Let's see the other one. Right, this one I was really happy with. It's just a nice composition, and look at the detail in the core, and that's just the raw. So this was stacked. There was 14 images of this, and I stacked it. So let's see what details held in this. So first of all, take the highlights down just a bit for the light pollution. Shadows up, perfect. And see when I zoom in here, right, yeah, this one's been stacked, because look, there's not much noise at all. That's quite a clean image. There's a wee bit in the very dark areas, but look how clean that is compared to the other one. Even in the sky, there's no noise really. Perfect. Oh, I'm excited with this one. Playing about with the highlights, contrast, temperatures and stuff. I always like going a wee bit cold, just it brings to the sky. Oh, perfect. Take that light pollution out. And see, for that, actually, I'm going to leave the clarity not high up. Dehaze. Oh, I think the foreground in this is perfect. It's just the sky needs a bit of clarity. Yeah, nice. I don't need to touch the noise. Right, so this one's a prime example of just doing the sky. And what I'm going to do, because it's just the sky, use this tool. Don't know what it's called. The linear gradient. And what this does, it just makes you select just the sky. I'll get it horizontal. And we'll stretch that out just a wee bit. Right, and now I shall dehaze that sky a bit. Oh, a bit too much there. Make it the clarity of it. Which I think I can get away with that. So it's just playing about with them. It's not anything rocket science. Oh, I like a bit of colour in that. The colour of the cores coming through there, and even that over there, I think that is a nebula. I can't remember what that nebula is called, but that orange bit, not orange bit, that pink bit is a nebula, which is quite cool. So I like that really quite a lot actually. I'll use a linear gradient for the foreground now. Take all that away from, that was what we used in the sky. So this is a separate one. And I'm just going to up the shadows. Up the exposure, so it's, there we go. So it really does pop. Right, so something's happened there. Right, so the sky, I'm happy with that sky, so I'm just going to paint the foreground to what I want. I want the shadows up a bit, exposure up a bit. There we go. It just creates the foreground a bit brighter. Look at that. I'm happy with this image. I might just crop a wee bit. As you can see, the very corners you get a wee bit of distortion, but not too much at all. I like that. I like that a lot. Every now and then I kind of work on them even more. So I'm happy with that just now, but say I might come back to it in a few hours and go, yeah, needs a wee bit more. So whatever the final image is, I'll put it up at the very end and you'll see the final image. But I'm happy with that just the way it is like that. I might add, like I did in the previous one, put a bit of clarity in that core. So I'm happy with that image. That's quite a good image actually. I just like that foreground. What's annoying a wee bit is the horizons kind of meet too perfectly. It looks a bit, you know, the sea horizon and this path horizon meets almost too perfectly, which kind of looks just unrealistic, but that is realistic. That's straight out of the camera. So I'm happy with that one. Next one, this was a wide angle one, so this isn't the best composition, but it's still a nice picture, I suppose. So I'm just taking the distortion out of the sides of the camera. There we go, flatten that horizon. Perfect. If you bring up the whites, that normally brings out the detail in the Milky Way as well. As usual, put just a tiny smudge of blue in it. Just makes it a wee bit more colder looking, like it's night time. Increase the saturation a wee bit, but take the light pollution out. Dehaze a wee bit. This was stacked. This was stacked as well, yeah, but there's still dead pixels in there. The 14mm is not the best for the best noise. The 1.4 24mm, that's the best for getting as much detail out of the sky, out of the nighttime image, whereas the 2.8, it kind of struggles with the low light. Just get a bit of clarity in that core again. So that's an okay image. It's not going to win any awards, like, but yeah, I'm not too keen on that image. That's fine. This one was a vertical panorama that I need to flip. Perfect. This was taken with a 1.4, so I should be able to bring up the shadows pretty easy on this. Look at that, see? That's what, this is the power of the 1.4, like bang. Nothing, and then foreground. And we zoom in on that. Look at that, look at that. That quality, that's good. You can see every little detail in the rocks, whereas that was the raw, and then bang. This wasn't stacked as well. This was the panorama, so I just had to take 4 pictures vertically. So that's phenomenal. So I'll take the highlights down. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a good picture. Make that horizon a bit more neater. Oh, I do love a panorama now with this 1.4. Juicy. I'll get that right. That looks good anyway. So I'm happy with that foreground. Hold on, I'll just do my wee colour adjustments. Take the light pollution out. Clear up a wee bit, dehaze. The dehaze will save us here. I don't want dehaze just now, I'll need to do the sky separately, so I'll use that linear gradient for the sky. Just focusing on the foreground just now. Reduce the noise because I didn't stack this, so might need a wee kick in the right direction. Vignette always helps just a wee bit. Right, so I'm happy with that foreground, that's fine. I just need the linear gradient to separate the sky from the foreground. Perfect. So you can see that's where the all what's highlighted red there, and that's what's going to be edited just in here. So I'm going to take the highlights down, whites up, no, down, up. Oh, I don't know. There we go. It's just playing about with that, really. Every image can be different. Good bit of saturation helps bring some colour. Clarity. So you don't want to overdo it because then it looks processed. This is still good. This is still looking nice and natural. I don't know, there's something. Maybe I need to crop it a bit more. Make it a nice portrait. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. The composition likes that a bit easier. This bit of light is annoying me, so I'm just going to remove this. Perfect. Just try and match it up with the horizon here. There you go. Nobody will ever know that was there. Them ones are alright, they're not too bad. I'm liking that picture. That's a good picture, isn't it? I'll take that. That yellow's pretty strong. It kind of makes the image though, doesn't it? Because without it, that looks a bit bland, but with it, it gives a wee bit of a kick. So I might keep that in actually. That flower's annoying me. I might take that flower out because that's kind of distracting the eye. Come on. And we'll just replace that with some grass. There we go. See, that's take that eye out. I might take them out. I'll probably take these out as well. There you go. It just helps take out just a wee bit of the unnecessary mess. What's that black thing? A duck or something. I'll take that wee thing out as well. So these are the only things I take out of images. It's just little annoying things, but no one will ever know. Ho ho, I'm happy with that image. Look how clear that Milky Way is. Right, I'm going to do one more clarity and try and get that Milky Way to really pop. This was just a 20-second exposure. Yep, it was a 20-second exposure. And that's the detail that you can get out. I have got a sky tracker, but I can't be bothered setting that up half the time. Oh, look at that. That's a good one. Right, I'm happy with that. Next one, right, only a few more now. That is the exact same one as that. What is that? That's it's the exact same one as that one. Oh, I stitched two panoramas together because I thought one might look dodgy. So that's the exact same one. So then we've just got this one. This one was a panorama. It's kind of stitched alright. There's some bits you can see where the the program's been stitching it together. You can see the wee cracks, like here there's a very faint dark line, but we might be able to get that out. So bring this. This was with the, what was this? This was the 1.4 as well. This was 1.4. You can tell just with the detail in the foreground. So I took this. This was portrait, and I took about 7 portrait pictures. So these were all portraits. This is alright. Trying to straighten that horizon just a bit, but it's a bit curved. Ho ho, look at that. Ooh. That's the contrast will work. So yet again, because this is just, these images are just so clean, I'll have to just do the sky and the foreground separately. Unless if the image is all mixing in, then I do it all in one. But because this is just it's at the sea, so they kind of split in half these images, so I can just do them one by one. Bit of blue, bit of that thingy, get the light pollution off. Bring the clarity up, dehaze a bit. So this is nice, but for prints this would be useless because there's loads of lines in it. Social media, this probably looks alright. Contrast now. Oh. There. Right, now I can do the contrast. That just does the sky on its own. Yeah, not too keen on this one. Yeah, it looks alright, but not too keen on that one. So the favourite ones for today, I think, is definitely that one. That's a belter. In a few hours I might go over it again and do something, but I'm happy with that just now. And then that one as well, I'm happy with that one. And then I've obviously took a few days ago at the Deals Heed, I think it's called. So I'll put them images up unless I've already put them up. So hopefully I've got about 4 or 5 really good pictures for the Arbroath Cliffs Milky Way, so that's good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this little adventure. At least I've got some really good images from the Arbroath Cliffs of the Milky Way for this season. Hopefully I'll get it again when it's back into the southwest, and I'll try and get to Glencoe and all that. Hopefully I'm able to get there by then, and I'll get the Milky Way when it's to that side of the sky rather than this side, because the east coast sky, there's not much in the east coast. Arbroath Cliffs is probably the best thing to get a picture with it. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Cheers.